Hey folks, Dr. Stavros here, and welcome to the first segment of Z Nation. Yes, finally, Z Nation! And what is exactly Z Nation? Well, put real simply, it's to go and help prepare you for zombie attacks. Well, today we're going to go and discuss our lovely things we have here. Let's see, what do we got? We're going to talk about weapons. Yep, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, what about weapons? Weapons are just weapons, whatever. No. There's certain types of weapons that are good, a lot of them very bad, and a lot of things you should avoid, a lot of things you should get, and things like that. For example, first thing a lot of people want to do is go all Dirty Harry. Well, there's a few problems with this weapon, okay? One, you only get 6 shots. Now, what are you going to do when you run out of bullets? While you're sitting there reloading, the zombies are chomping on you. Yeah. Plus, the pistol's a little too long, okay? You want something shorter barrel. Probably like a 6-inch barrel, give or take, maybe 4. The reason is because of how long it is you're going to end up hitting things. You're not going to be able to get around corners more easily. So, I don't know. This would be good as a backup. You know, like your secondary, maybe your third weaponry. Another weapon of choice. A lot of people say, oh, well, this is a good pistol and everything is 9mm. I can see how this could be a good weapon. 12 shots, easy to reload. Very little maintenance needs for it. This would be good for a secondary weapon, if that, okay? I mean, it's small, it's light, I know a lot of people are like, well, 9mm, no, whatever. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good weapon. It's a good choice for a weapon. Over here, though, a lot of people immediately assume, when it comes to zombie attacks, to immediately grab the shotgun. I can see how a lot of people would favor something like this, but I don't know. In all honesty, I'm kind of iffy about the whole shotgun idea. Because it's great for maybe really close combat, but a lot of them are not designed for close combat. So if I do go for a shotgun, I would say remove the butt end of it, shorten the barrel, so that way it makes it more easier to maneuver around with, you know, lighter. That's going to be the main thing a lot of people seem to need to understand. When it comes to weapons, you're going to be carrying a lot of these weapons, and you're going to end up having to carry a lot of ammunition for these weapons. So you want to find something that is good for you, for being able to carry, drag around, and all that other happy junk. Something that you can go and familiarize yourself with, of how to clean it, maintain it, go and operate it, and everything like that. Me personally, I would go with probably the MP5. Why the MP5? It's a fully automatic. Well, that's the thing about the MP5. It has different settings, okay? You get your safety, single shot, semi-automatic, and fully automatic. So it's great for short range, long range, and if you're just flatting out, want to gun everything down. The stock is basically collapsible, so you can go for those perfect sure shots, or if you're in the tight corner, you can just collapse it right back down, and you can be able to maintain a little bit more easily. Fully automatic, I would probably never even touch. Semi, I might, but mainly for the single action. Because you gotta remember, folks, if you can't go and get the job done with one bullet, don't bother doing it at all. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, those that will have ammunition, eventually bullets will run out. Well, yes, that's very true. So, here's another thing a lot of people immediately go for is the blade. Yeah. Unless you really know how to handle these, I would not even bother. I mean, you gotta remember, when you go and slash someone, you're gonna go and start spraying that virus juice around. You're gonna probably get stuck in them, and then what? You're screwed. And by the way, you really shouldn't hold by a blade like that. But in tight situations, maybe. I mean, you'll never know when you cut rope. So that's a good, maybe. And of course, a lot of people say, well, why don't you go with something shorter? Well, yeah, you probably could. If nothing, definitely go with shorter. It's more easier to maneuver with. It's able to be quick. So, yeah. If nothing, you may want to pick up a 2-for-1 deal where you get a short blade and a long blade. Of course, people say, well, about axes? Well, same problem. That thing's going to be real heavy. You can maybe take out one zombie at a time with it, but then you're going to end up having to worry about having to face off with about 30 or 40 of them at a time. You got to remember, zombies, they attack in groups and pairs, and it just a whole plague, basically, is the best way I can go and describe it. It's like when the locust attacks. Now, another weapon a lot of people talk about is the baseball bat. This I can actually see being a good weapon. It's very silent. It is very easy to use. I mean, you don't have to worry about blades or anything like that. I know what immediately everybody starts thinking about. Why don't you just stick nails through it? Well, that may seem like a good idea until you go and hit them in the head with it and it gets stuck. Yeah, you're going to be sitting there trying to pull this out of their skull while the other ones are sitting there chewing on your back. So I would go without the nails and everything like that. Just keep it simple, keep it basic, keep it easy. Basically, other weapons a lot of people going to talk about is like chainsaws. Well, that's a terrible idea. 1, it runs off of gas. 2, runs off oil. 3, you're going to get all gummed up with zombie guts and stuff. 4, it's very loud. 5, it's very heavy. And 6, it's going to take a lot of maintenance to keep it up and running. So I would say, hell no. Forget the chainsaw. Screw that shit. Crowbars, maybe. It just depends on how you hit them with it. Otherwise, you're going to just end up getting it stuck in their heads. Another thing a lot of people always go and say, well, with all these automatic weapons and stuff like that, what about silencers? Well, that's something I actually say for everybody to think about is silencers. You have to remember, zombies are mostly blind. They go by smell, touch, basically hearing, taste, vibrations. That's what they go by. Their vision's very bad, is the best way I could go and describe it. It's like looking through a glass of milk. So suppressors is a great choice because it won't alert them as easily, so they won't all be hoarding into where you are. But it also is great for when there's other people around. Because think about it like this. If they hear gunshots, they know that basically there's 3 great advantages to that. 1, they know you have ammunition. 2, they also know that you are hoarding. You have supplies and stuff. 3, there's people around, so there must be some kind of group of people and stuff like that. I mean, it's just better to go and try to keep it to yourself. Another thing that a lot of people talk about is fully automatic weaponries. No. Like I said, if you can't do it with 1 bullet, don't bother doing it at all. Otherwise, you're just wasting ammunition. So, things like these and fully automatics and weapons and stuff like that, the hell with that. Some of the other great choices a lot of people are always suggesting that say it's always the best thing to go and do is with explosives. Yeah, no. Don't even bother with explosives. You gotta remember, when you blow them up, great, but then you have nothing else to use. Then you also have to worry about raining body parts and contaminated blood. Yeah. You can end up getting yourself covered, your things covered, your food, your supplies. It's just, no. Explosives are no good. Another thing a lot of people suggest, which I find actually kind of funny, is where they're suggesting blowtorches and cocktails. Yeah, you're gonna be setting a zombie on fire. Now, when you set them on fire, it takes them a long time before that fire really does any good damage to them to where they basically die. In the meantime, they are walking sticks of matches. They're going to set all your things on fire. They're going to set your place on fire. They're going to set you on fire before they eventually die. So, fire, no. Basically, that's all I can really think of on weaponries besides nerve gas and things like that, which is basically obviously pointless. I mean, come on, seriously, they're already dead and they don't breathe. So, nerve gas, out the window. But if you have any suggestions for what you might think be a good weapon, go and leave it in the little comment box right down there. And make sure you always go and click on the little subscribe right up there. And, yeah. Welcome to Z Nation, folks. And we hope that you go and survive.